Kia ora. My name is Elyse Rose, and my company is A Time to Travel Down Under. I've been an independent affiliate of Avoya Travel Network for 12 years, and I have been in the travel industry since 1985, but worked at an airport for 8 years. I specialize in international travel, and my favorite trips to book are, of course, New Zealand and Australia and the South Pacific. I also enjoy booking Africa, European river cruises, Mediterranean cruises on lines such as Oceania, Crystal, and Regent. I owned a storefront agency for 8 years that specialized in Australia, New Zealand, and the South Pacific. I've been a travel insider for Australia going on 3 years in 2018. This is my first self-video. Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. And my first of my 9 visits to New Zealand, the land of the long white cloud, was in 1994. And I fell in love with the country and the people from my very first visit. Under question number 3, the skills that I have that make me an excellent travel insider are that I ask detailed questions about clients' interests, expectations, how they like to travel, where they've been before, what they enjoyed and what they didn't like, so I can design the perfect trip for them. I specialize in custom designed itineraries. I think outside the box, and I say I have to be good at jigsaw puzzles, as most of the trips that I do for clients have many moving parts. My website designer said I think like an engineer. If something does not work, I come up with another option or solution. I ask what kind of American Express clients have, and for example, if they have a platinum card, I tell them about the fine hotels and resorts option. I always ask card members if they would like to pay with points. And number 4, in answer to question 4, an example of when I exceeded the customer service expectations and provided a travel insider experience was when a retired lawyer contacted me just 2 weeks before she wanted to travel on a 30-day trip to New Zealand and Australia as a graduation present from law school for her daughter. The client was used to booking trips herself. She needed all the air arrangements from the East Coast, the hotels and the tours. One of her must-dos in Australia was visiting Uluru, Ayers Rock in the Northern Territory, because her son had been there. And due to lack of space at the hotels, I had her start in New Zealand and end in Australia to get her space in Uluru, totally changing the layout of the itinerary. What made this a travel insider experience were the unique and off-the-beaten-track places and activities I had her do in New Zealand. And of course, there were a number of those in Australia as well. The steps I took to meet the customer's needs were in the designing and booking stages and throughout the trip. I had in-depth conversations with her, made suggestions, did a rough draft of the proposed itinerary, nipped and tucked the itinerary and pricing, so the client was very happy with the end product.
Right.
I diverted a potential disaster by American Airlines. The client's nonstop flight from LAX on American to Auckland in business class was canceled due to an onboard aircraft computer problem at 1 a.m. And instead of American putting all the business class passengers on the next day's flight to Auckland, they booked all the coach people first. By the time they accommodated my clients, the nonstop was sold out. So American put them the next day going via Sydney. American also did not want to get my clients a hotel at 2 in the morning, but my client insisted. And American sent her to a hotel, which when they got there, the hotel told them they had no rooms until 9 a.m. My clients ended up sleeping on pool chairs. my client contacted me in the morning, of course I was appalled. I called American Airlines in Dallas, insisted on speaking with the supervisor, and he filed a report, made pertinent notes in the record, and gave the clients 20,000 frequent flyer miles. I called the client, gave her the name of the supervisor I had talked to, and I also advised her to get to the airport early and asked to speak with a ticket counter supervisor. The client's tickets were plated on Qantas with an American Airlines code share to Auckland to get her the nonstop flight to Auckland, so they didn't have to backtrack to Sydney. I always advise clients to sign up for Check My Trip or TripCase and reconfirm every flight, especially on many leg itineraries. When American in Los Angeles rebooked my clients on the LA Auckland flight, they took over complete control of the ticket record and replated everything on American Airlines, which caused all the Qantas flights to be canceled. When the client reconfirmed her flight from Wellington, New Zealand to Queenstown, New Zealand, it showed canceled. She contacted me, and when I contacted my ticketing office, they investigated and they immediately contacted Qantas to reinstate all her flights and correct the huge problem American Airlines Los Angeles agents had created. This situation also answers C of number 5 on how I handle difficult situations when the clients are traveling. I would like to read you part of a letter this client sent to the Travel Insider's desk. She wrote, "I recently traveled to New Zealand and Australia and utilized the services of one of your recommended specialists, Elyse Rose. We gave her an unreasonable time frame to plan the trip, and yet she put together the most amazing, incredible trip. She listened to our concerns and our interest and anticipated our needs and crafted an individually designed trip that answered our specific desires. When an isolated problem arose with American Airlines during the trip, Elyse was there to handle it so we could continue enjoying our vacation. We felt we stayed in her good hands from planning to arrival back home." Under question 5, A, the tools and techniques I use to stay on track are the calendar, daily, monthly, in my Avoya program, and I also use a physical monthly calendar. Under B, I manage clients' needs when I'm out of the office by having a buddy and using email and international calling on my phone if necessary. Under D, I follow up with my clients after their trip by calling and emailing, and oftentimes clients will give me a trip report. I ask them about the hotels, favorite experiences, how the flights were, if there was anything that could be improved. Avoya has a good script system and makes future follow-ups, like for birthdays and holidays, programmable ahead. Thank you for your consideration of my application for American Express New Zealand Travel Insider. Kia ora, rawa atu. Again, Elyse Rose with A Time to Travel Down Under. Thank you.